So today I wanted to talk about Fnatic and just some of the crazy good Valorant that they played. Now we're going to take a look here at their game that qualified them to Masters Toronto against Team Liquid, and we're going to take a look at their split defense side because some of these rounds are just really well done, starting with the pistol round.
Ideas and what they're coming up with have been fantastic all the way through the year so far. Even implementing a new player for stage 2 and still looking like they're one of the favorites to make it to Toronto. That's what's on the line in this match. Both squads looking to play in on while Crashy's under pressure.
It's Camo going in for it, but Kayak's there to greet him and plenty of players to swing with. A big fight on the backside, and with a triple kill under his belt, Kayak may have pulled him across the line here. Quite the challenge.
Trying to find an isolated duel. More Boaster is exactly that. Well, okay.
So what we need to talk about here is first off the comps, because we are getting a mirror comp game here of the double duelist Fade, Astra, and a Viper. Fnatic are very familiar with this comp. They've played this comp for a very long time, and so they are quite aware of some of the things that Team Liquid might be trying to do, like they are in this round, right? Because they just essentially here, Team Liquid, they're just going to send a Prowler up mid and then group up and do this full B exec. But what I really like here from what Fnatic do is you're going to see that they're going to essentially just isolate Camo, right? So their goal here is to basically, this Yoru is going to TP backside here, but we're going to stop everyone else from coming in. So this Raze needs to be stopped and not come in. Then we can focus on this Yoru, and then once the Yoru is dead, we can just focus on everyone else. Okay, and they do a really good job of this, because as Team Liquid are about to start their exec, we get that seize there from Crashies. And just watch Kiko here as he tries to come in with the blast pack. You're going to see, if we just bring it back here on the map, you're going to see that Kiko tries to blast back in, the seize is going to come in, and he's just going to get catapulted back, right? And he gets hit by this seize. And obviously he's taking the decay, he can't hear anything, you know, he literally can't move further than this, right? So he is just stopped at the door. And what that means is that now, when Camo is going to TP in here as the Yoru, they're able to just fully isolate him, right? So look at this. Right, there's no extra support. Normally, you know, Kiko would be up here, right, fighting with Camo. This would be, you know, a bad situation for Kayak instead. But because Crashy's utility is so perfect, that's not the case, right? We also have an Astra Suck there in case anyone else who isn't maybe the Raze is, you know, trying to like come up here now, right? They're not involved either. There's an Astra Suck here. They'd be in trouble as well if they're trying to, you know, try and help Camo out here. So everything is completely stopped, and then it's just a complete destruction from Fnatic, as we see just there, right? So first off, you know, first round, util on point, good plan, good execution of the plan. I will say from Team Liquid's perspective here, it looks like Nats is doing a lineup to get his orb in towards heaven just here, which it will. I'm not quite sure what goes on here for Nats. You know, I don't know what's going on, but he's not going to put this orb up, and they do end up having, you know, basically dying from heaven here, right? So you can see there's no Astra Star in heaven. This one's in hell. You're probably just about going to see the outline here of the Viper orb. You can see just there. I don't know if it missed or whatever, but he's just not going to activate it. I don't really know why, right? He's still alive. Maybe it's just in the chaos of the situation he kind of forgets. I don't know, but obviously this is not an ideal situation where, you know, Kiko's having to stare at this, and this Viper orb probably should be up. So a little mistake there from Liquid as well, but Fnatic punished them very well. Okay, let's skip ahead now to round number 16. And Fnatic actually did lose the eco after winning the pistol. And so they've ended up down 9-6 and in a bit of a bad situation, right? But we'll see in this one just the power of kind of Yoru, and because we've got Kayak opping here, right? The first thing is they destroy the Prowler for him just there, right? They destroy all the Boombot and the util, right? So Liquid are probably feeling like, you know, it's a little bit suspicious, right? They're breaking everything there. You know, why are they shooting at everything there? Don't know, right? So they're gonna send a second Prowler out. Now the second Prowler though, it misses him, doesn't hit him, right? So they think, oh, this op isn't here. He does miss the shot, and the thing is, he has a TP all the way here, right? So he's missed this shot, and he could TP out. What I like by Kayak here though is that he's not going to TP out, right? He just trusts that, you know, a smoker's coming in. You know, he doesn't feel like that's the whole team and they're about to exec on him, or he's going to wait if that is the case, right? And that's actually pretty big, because what it means is, had he TP'd across, right, and just been out of here, well, then maybe that does open you up for a B exec, right? If you're going over towards A, and now, you know, you're perhaps leaving Boaster, and Alfia has managed to get across here, but, you know, for a time, it would have been just Boaster kind of on his own. That timing, you know, they might have been in some trouble had a B exec just come in. However, that isn't the case, and you see he's now going to put his TP back across here, right? And here's the thing. Liquid have taken B main. They now actually drop out of B main. And this is the thing. I think this is like a read of Liquid, that they know that Fnatic are about to come and do this B main reclear, right? Or that that's certainly a possibility, and so they're trying to get out of the way. Now, maybe they're playing a little bit too passive here, but this is the strength of Yoru, because you are going to see them try and reclear B main here, and no one's going to be there. And then Liquid think, well, okay, these guys have taken B main, now we can come and take the site, and, you know, potentially pinch on these guys as well, right? But here's the strength of Yoru, because they perhaps think that this is only 2 players, but it's actually 3 players. But they can afford to do this because there's a TP coming across here over towards A, right? So if Liquid were, you know, coming across here and about to group up and do an A exec, that's no problem either, because we can have 3 players on both sides of the map, right? This is like old chamber on bind stuff, where you essentially have the majority of your players on both sides of the map at the same time.
Slightly in the favor. Now the B main push. There's 2 players waiting on the other side. Pop Flash with Heaven already being claimed. Fnatic have taken an awful lot of ground, and actually it's Alpha here that wins that first battle. In fact, they're winning the majority, clearing out that backline. Well, I think the others have already been spotted. Kiko walking into Chronicle, even low, still manages to win.
So it's good by Fnatic in dealing with both sides of it, right? And interestingly, it is the Yoru flash that he throws for Boaster and Alpha, right? But they haven't really heard Alpha, right? So for these 2 players sitting outside B main here, for these 2, they've just heard the Yoru flash pop in B main, and, you know, they were perhaps expecting that B main reclear to come out. And so again, they might just think, hey, it's just, you know, the 2 players, right? You might just think that you are just running into 2 players here. And so you see they're trying to walk up as much as they can. Unfortunately for them, though, it doesn't go too well. And, you know, Fnatic do a very good job at kind of dealing with both sides, you know, focusing on the B main players as well, winning all of those fights. And again, it's another really nice round from Fnatic. Okay, now let's skip ahead to round number 19, where in this one, Fnatic, this is just the hardest reads. They knew the round before it even started.
I kind of expect the pause to have had its effect. A fair few ultimates ready. And already, Alpha, yeah, he basically just had to shoot down at his own feet, but that is Camo gone seconds into the round.
Yeah, hand delivered. The Prowler goes up, and when it doesn't get contact, they think that the space is free, but what a nasty surprise it is as you hear that voice line delivered. And a rocket fired in. 2 players down below. They've got a trap set and sprung.
I mean, yeah, either this is just like the best read in the moment of all time, or this is just absolutely knowing what Team Liquid are about to do, right? Because you look at where these players are standing here for Fnatic, right? In Kayak and Crashies, you know, they're avoiding the Prowler. They're, you know, just on the other side of it, just on the other edge of it. Same for Althea, right? He's just outside of the range of the Prowler. He knows exactly what's about to happen. The TP comes in and he has the instant reaction, right? And then they are ready. You know, they are ready to kind of push other players back with this Prowler of their own, right? And a flash here. Like, they're ready to kind of, if this is a lot of people out here towards A, you know, they're sending Util down here to kind of deal with it. If it is just this player here, then, you know, this player is absolutely doomed. But even from there, right, just like instantly upon doing that, it seems like they have a good idea, right? Chronicle feels some pressure, and now Alpha's going to come and double up with him, right? And again, just, you couldn't get a better read, right? You couldn't get a better read off what, you know, they were going to do off the barriers, and then into what their next reaction might be as well here from Chronicle and Alpha. And, you know, obviously it's very clean from Chronicle there. And at that point, the round is over. And this is a crucial gun round, 9-9, and Fnatic absolutely destroy them. And now let's skip ahead to round number 21, where again, Fnatic have a terrific read here that's going to get them the first couple kills.
Very good for them. 5 rounds in a row. No pauses anymore as well for the side of Liquid, unless one's called by the opposing side. Chronicle again!
So again here, off the barriers, I mean, just a great understanding, right? Where we've got the triple stack in mid. And again, you can do this kind of stuff, again, because of the Yoru, right? Anything fast coming out from a Yoru, hey, we can TP back to A if we need to, right? We're absolutely fine. But they're going to triple fight this. Right, we're going to heavy fight here in mid. And again, I don't know if this is because, hey, Nats has done this different wall, right? So anytime we see, I don't know if this is, you know, when Nats does this wall, it means that he's not on A. It is more likely because obviously you're throwing the wall from this point instead. So it's perhaps more likely that he's going to be over here in towards mid rather than actually defaulting towards A. But you're going to see as well, Crashies is going to send an instant Prowler out here. I mean, this is just really good stuff, right? So we do get a stun out here from Liquid, and they are trying to fight, but they don't expect 2 other guys right here. Right, and Chronicle's getting a double spray down as well, right? So not only do we have the right idea, but Chronicle, you know, his aim is on. Then watch Crashies, right? So Crashies instantly, Nats dies, right? So Nats is one of these players who's died here. So he just feels confident that, okay, no one's here. right? If Nats isn't there, then no one's there, right? And we TP out here, so we're getting safe. We've already... Look at where we are. We are 13 seconds into the round. And Crashies is here. And then from this point, you know, Crashy's giving them all that information as well. It's going to be pretty simple for Fnatic to clean it up.
It's about as good as it gets. Maybe you would have wanted to take Kiko, and look at the push that's already coming through from Crashies. They have this round sewn up. They know exactly where their opponents are. They've trapped them into the tiniest of boxes. Well, maybe if they went vents, there'd be a chance, Mitch, but they're not going vents.
So many things they could have done there, but just sending Alfier to swing out wide on the rafters. Whether that was a call or whether he took his destiny into his own hands.